I'm Tom Polberesny, President of EAA and Chairman of AirVenture Oshkosh 2007. And we're entering the second day, and we had a great opening day. Lots of new announcements from a technology standpoint, airframe standpoint, and today is no different. As you know, EAA was founded on the principles of innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurial spirit. And the announcements that you're going to hear today mirror that perfectly. We're an organization that at the core is built on craftsmanship and the essence of the home-built aircraft movement. Sonex has been a part of that movement for many years. Today they're going to share with you that innovative spirit, looking at alternatives, design, craftsmanship, and technology that will improve aviation in the future. This is an exciting announcement, and one that you're going to really appreciate because it really addresses grassroots research that is important to the integrity of EAA and the home-built movement, but more importantly to growing aviation, making it more economical for flight, and making us an important part of the overall transportation community as well as the recreational aviation market. I'm pleased to introduce to you a longtime EAA member, someone who believes in the EAA mission enough that he moved his company here to Oshkosh decades ago. His family is here. They're an integral part of the community, an integral part of EAA, and a person that typifies and exemplifies the entrepreneurial spirit of the EAA member, John Monet.
Good morning. It's very nice to see everybody here for our meager little announcement. I have to first thank all of our team, the guys that are in the green shirts and all of those people in the background. You all know who you are. For all of the effort that we put forward, one, growing our company, Sonex, to one of the leaders in the sport kit aircraft movement. And we've been very fortunate in the past to actually fall into this movement. We had an airplane that was a sport pilot airplane in the beginning, before anybody really knew what sport pilot was about. And our logo shows that in that we have on our airplanes a check, a reality check. And that check is that airplanes in the sport category of all us old duffers are going to be flying around in. You know, we're going to go out and fly an airplane for an hour. We're going to bore holes in the sky, and we can't say it anymore, but we're going to terrorize the neighborhood if we could. And we're going to enjoy this thing called flight. To me, sport pilot is that. It's about looking at and flying an airplane just for the pure joy of flight. I'm not interested in looking at video games while I'm flying, so all of our airplanes are geared towards that. We also know that we have limited time. The reality check is also that point that we only have 52 weeks in a year. It seems like only yesterday we were here for 7 days. We have family occasions, holidays, bad weather, etc. So we don't really get to fly these airplanes very often. So when we can sneak out and do that, that's a pleasure that we ought to take very seriously. I want to also emphasize that what we're doing with the E-Flight initiative is not distracting from the focus, the main focus of our company, which is to serve our customers and continually improve the product line so that we all can enjoy this thing called Sport Pilot. Now, the E-Flight initiative is a multifaceted effort on some of our part, all of our team, but particularly in the R&D department, to continually improve the products that we have, but also look to the future of flight, what we're going to be doing 10 years down the road or 20 years down the road to be able to keep flying. And some of those are alternate fuels, and some of those are alternate ways of getting an airplane in the air. So I'd really like to open this up, and we're going to have Mark cut this off, and Jeremy, if you do the honors of pulling the cowling on this airplane, I think you might be a little surprised. Just pop it out there. Oh, never mind. Got the one stuck in there? There you go. For those of you that are on that side, you can't see what's on this side, but you can look at the kiosk. it was imperative that once we started down this path to developing an alternative power source for the airplane, that we had to do it in very specific steps. And the thing that was imperative about this airplane is that it looks like an airplane. It is, in fact, our normal YX airframe that's fitted with a battery pack, a controller, and a brushless DC motor. The whole object of this was to come up with a power plant that is equivalent in weight and power to our AeroV powered YX or Sonics. The mission of this airplane is just a proof of concept. It will lead to the development of the motor controller system and have the flexibility to accept other power sources than batteries. So once we have that, and we are well along the road of that, the Aero Conversion's electric motor and controller, we will be able to look to the future of personal airplanes, of typical plug-and-play, where you'll be able to go fly an airplane for an hour, plug it in, and the next day go out, take it out, and go fly it again. The second and third bullet point of our initiative is that we have, with a sponsorship from Renew, a local ethanol plant that's just a few miles west of here, are investigating all the use of ethanol fuels for our engines. Now, our AeroV engine is very flexible platform. We can change compression ratios. We can change the carburation, which is very simple with our AeroCarb, ignition systems, etc., to effectively use ethanol and pure ethanol and E85 fuels. So you'll be seeing a lot of that in the future. And the third one is our performance enhancement, which is really all of the kinds of products that we're developing in our line that fit in the Aero Conversion and the Sonics envelope that makes us a leader in this field. I'll invite you up to take a look at the kiosk. It tells most of the story. The press has a kit that's more specific. Tomorrow in Forum Area 11 at 11:30, we'll have a more in-depth briefing for the general public about what this airplane represents in the rest of our E-Flight initiative. So again, thank you and welcome you to take a look at what we have here. Now, I must explain that this motor and battery system right now does not show you the proprietary parts that we've developed and are in the process of developing. But everything from the spinner back is an in-house project developed by our team. And I can only say that I'm very proud of the progress that we've made in only 6 months. So I'd open it to questions if there are any questions that I can answer. And maybe I'll just close it to questions then. I won't do it. But again, thanks team. And thank you for showing up. And you're welcome to take some pictures. And we'll be around for a while. The airplane will be here until about 11 o'clock. Okay, thank you.
Hello? Releases have not been given out until now. They are now available right here on the stage, so the members of the press are welcome to come up and grab an official press release with all of the details that we're releasing of this date, as of this date.